Welcome to your backyard. If you've been following the Swamp series at all, you might be familiar with our first two candidates for Best Mohawk, and that is the Belted Kingfisher and the Green Heron. I might be a little biased, considering the Belted Kingfisher is my favorite bird, but even I could admit that the Green Heron's Mohawk is pretty sweet. Now I know the proper term is probably crest, but I like Mohawk. Now some birds will use their crest in mating rituals or to attract a mate. The Belted Kingfisher is unusual for birds, where the female is actually brighter in color than the male. We've learned all our lives about survival of the fittest, and in birds, this means that the ones with the brightest displays are the fittest. But I think many people will tell you that survival of the fittest can be misleading. Alfred Russel Wallace actually coined the term natural selection that Darwin would eventually use for the title of his book. Darwin had been researching evolution before Wallace, but the two would eventually work together. Wallace left behind, championed the term survival of the fittest, which was coined by Herbert Spencer, and attached it to Darwin's theory of evolution to try to retain some of the credit he lost by being too late. So if you look at birds, it's really more about survival of the prettiest, isn't it? You may have heard that the female picks the male with the best feathers because that male is the fittest. This is where the term fitness can be confusing. It doesn't necessarily mean fitness as we know it. It doesn't mean the strongest or the fastest. What it means really depends on the situation. So who do they choose? How do they choose? And that is actually the key. Evolution, apart from adaptation, is all about female choice. Whether they pick the strongest, the fastest, the smartest, or the prettiest, really depends on what species it is, on what traits they're looking for. Sure, you can assume a peacock with a fine set of feathers is fit, but a lot of times it's female choice that drives changes and behaviors and eventually evolution. Now let's go take a look at our next candidate for Best Mohawk. Forgive the tangent, because this is not about evolution. This is about Mohawks. So now for our third candidate, we're back at the beaver swamp and observing the pileated woodpecker. They're so much bigger and louder than I had ever thought. The pileated's loud laugh-like call can be heard from quite far away, and a lot of times now I can hear them coming, just like the kingfisher, except that the pileated woodpecker is much louder. And the drumming on the tree is incredibly loud. Now I don't know if any or all of these birds use their crest in mating rituals or to attract mates. And I'm pretty sure that both males and females of all three species have crests. So what do you think? Comment down below and let me know who you think has the better mohawk.